reality. Satan, your kingdom is coming down, coming down, coming down. Satan, your kingdom is coming down. Force to worship, blue-eyed devils, castles all over town. Satan, your kingdom is coming down. A wolf disguised in sheep's clothing, pale skin and blonde crown. Satan, your kingdom is coming down. I recognize you, motherfucker. My gospel is sound. Post-traumatic stress disorder. My micro holds a paranoia. I need a lawyer. I am the ultimate warrior. My country sent me overseas. Tom Sawyer. Murder women and little children. I'm just following orders or just protecting the borders. Shooting at people that look like me with brown skin, brown eyes, brown everything. If you wanna get technical, this has always been Mexico. Spanish rapists floating over, make Apache Chicano. I see the devil taking over in the name of Jesus Christ. Convert or get tortured, mixing blood with the splice, DNA with the price. I'm reptilian by nature, original sin is a lie. Neo-Nazi Darth Vader, Latin SWAT team and traitor. Handcuff reality, microchip in your forehead, that's a mark of the beast. To spend our trade currency for the American dream. What does it profit a man to lose his soul for a thing?
We give all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. This is Soldier Yakasha from Northern Kingdom Prophets. And we come out here to wake up the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel, who consist of the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Today I wanted to do a lesson on the origin of the Native American Indian. When I say Native American Indian, that also includes Central America and South America and North America, which were the Aztecs, Mayans, Incas, and Taino Indians, and Native American Indians, okay? So when I say Native American Indian, that includes all the Americas of the Western Hemisphere, all right? For example, we start out with the Aztec. What is the origins of the Aztec Indian, okay? If you were to Google origins of Aztec Indians, it would come up with some bullshit myth about some caves or something like that. But we didn't grow from the ground like calabacitas, and we didn't grow from the ground like corn. We had to have come from somewhere. Even though we've been in this land for many, many, many centuries, even millennia, we still had to originate from somewhere, okay? So, like I said, if you were to pull up the origins or try to search origins of the Aztec Indian on Google, it would give you some myths, okay, and some made-up stories about creation, okay. But that's not our history, all right. We have our history, and our history is right here in the Holy Bible, all right. And I'm going to give it to you now. So, around 780 AD, we were in captivity and slavery in the Assyrian nation, okay? This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the water, and so they came into another land. But they took counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into another country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. So we were in captivity just like we are now in America. We came together and we had counsel among ourselves and said, we need to leave this place. We need to leave this wicked place and go forth into another land where no man had dwelt. Okay? So we took counsel among ourselves. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 42, that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And that's why we fell from grace. We fell from the protection of the Most High Yahweh. So he let these heathen nations take over us into slavery. Okay? Verse 43. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the floods till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. Okay, and you can see on this map, this is where we're talking about. Syria is modern day Iraq, okay? And we took counsel that we would go to another land, and we took this path here, which took us a year and a half. And this land at that time was called Arsarith, which you know as the Americas today. For the Most High then shoot them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. And it takes a year and a half to sail from that part of the earth. And there's a man who actually did it in modern day, maybe about 5 years ago or so. He actually did it. He actually sailed from the Euphrates to the bottom of South America. It took him 2 years, but we were better at things. We were better at sailing, so it only took us a year and a half. This is 2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 45. Through that country there was a great way to go, nearly of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsarith. So in the Americas back then were known as Arsarith. You don't got to get that close. We're known as Arsarith. And if you were to search on the Jewish Encyclopedia Arsarith, the definition will come up that that's what they used to call America back in the day. All right, so that's our history. That was 780 AD. That's when we came to this side, to the Americas, so we could keep the commandments that we did not in our own land. All right. So now we're going to go through some scriptures that pertain to the tribe of Issachar, which is known, which also known as the Mexicans today, or Chicanos. And we're also going to go through some scriptures which pertain to the tribe of Gad, who you know as the Native American Indians today. Give me Genesis chapter 30, verse 14. Genesis chapter 30, verse 14. And don't stop till 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 14. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found mandrakes in the field and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, Give me, I pray thee, of thy stomach's mandrakes. And she said unto her, Is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband? And wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, Therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes.
So this is how we got our name, Issachar. Okay? Read 18.
Verse 18.
Hold on. Where'd you stop at?
16.
I said read to 18.
Okay. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, Thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob the 5th son. And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar.
So this is how we got our name, Issachar. Issachar means man for hire, okay? And it also is a characteristic that the tribe of Issachar carry. If you know any Mexicanos or any tribe of Issachar, you know that we are very hard, diligent workers, okay? Just like right here, who builds all the houses here in America? They've hired us for
Cheap.
slave wages. All right, right here. Did you get this one? Hard construction workers. Also, they've hired us in the fields to pick vegetables. That's good. So this is where we got our name, because Rachel wasn't able to, or was it Leah, wasn't able to have children. The mandrakes. So that's just how we got our name, okay? Issachar. Genesis chapter 30 and 18. And Leah said, God hath given my hire because I had given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar.
Oh,
That means man for hire.
So, Rachel wanted a portion of Leah's mandrakes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she asked for that in exchange for mandrakes, that she would lay with Jacob, because Reuben is the one who went out on the days of wheat.
That's right. That's right. So that's how we got our name, and that also is a tribute to our character of Issachar. All right, hard-working, men for hire. Myself, I am also a man for hire. That's why my hands are all beat up, because I have slave hands. All right. Give me Genesis 49 and 14, and this is we're going to go into more of the characteristic that Issachar carries, and the prophecy which would befall us in the last days.
49 and 15.
49 and 14 through 15.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass, crouching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
Became a servant unto tribute. So Issachar, and this is a poster that I started to make to help some teachings. Issachar is a strong ass, carrying two burdens on each side. You see that? And that's another characteristic that the tribe of Issachar have. You know, we're strong, we're good in the field, we're good laborers, you know. The Most High, He's built us that way. You know, that's why we're able to do such hard work for such long periods of time. Okay? For such little money. And that's what it means. Read it again.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass, crouching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
So crouching down between two burdens. And the two burdens, speaking personally, as a Chicano here in Babylon the Great, the two burdens are on one side, I have Americans saying I'm not American enough to be a part of them, all right? And they consider me a Mexican. On this side, I have my own people called the Mexicans who think I'm too American, so I can't be a part of them because I don't even speak Spanish. So this is my two burdens, all right? On one side, I have gringos telling me I'm Mexican. On this side, I have Mexicans telling me I'm a gringo. So I'm stuck right in the middle of a rock in a hard place, okay? And that's two burdens of at least the Chicano Issacharites, okay? And then it also says that he became a servant unto tribute. Now, a servant unto tribute, that means like a slave, okay? They've used us to pick cotton as well, all right? They use us to pick tobacco. They still use us to pick all the vegetables in like the migrant workers do. They get paid pennies, all right? That's a servant of tribute, okay? Now give me Genesis, no, actually, 1 Chronicles 12 and 32. 1 Chronicles 12 and 32. First Chronicles 12 and 32. And that pertains to this right here. The Aztec calendar. First Chronicles 12 and 32. First Chronicles. First Chronicles 12 and 32. Let me get it. First Chronicles 12 and 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times. And this right here is a complex system of timekeeping. Okay, if you go on Google and search the Aztec calendar and how to understand it, it's a very complex, very accurate system of time. We were even able to predict the phases of the moon thousands of years in advance. Okay, and the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, and that's the Aztec calendar, to know what Israel ought to do, and the heads of them were 200. And all their brethren were at their commandment. All right. So that's a testimony to who Issachar is and how we understand times. All right. Give me Jeremiah 3 and 18. Jeremiah 3 and 18. Jeremiah 3 and 18.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers.
And this is prophecy for the future, that the southern kingdom and northern kingdom are going to come together in unity and power and brotherhood, and we're going to lead this. We're going to lead Babylon the Great. Give me Jeremiah 15 and 7. Now we're going to go into how a depiction in the Bible of the actual caravans. 15 and